Have you been thinking about getting your real estate license but don't know how to start? Maybe you don't know that there's a free scholarship to getting your license. Well, that's what I'm going to be covering today, right? This is how to become a real estate agent, and Keller Williams, which is the company that I work for, and I have our office at Keller Williams Green Valley Ranch. Also, some disclaimers: we are in Colorado, and it's April of 2026. So if you're watching this later down the road, there might be some slight changes, and depending on which state you're in, there might be some differences. But if you're in Colorado, if it's the year 2026 and you want to know how to be able to get started, this is what we're going to be covering. So number one, Keller Williams does have a scholarship for anybody becoming a real estate agent, and the program is called KSCORE. Right, what that is, it's a two-part program. Number one, it covers your tuition. The tuition comes from Kaplan. They are the actual institution that teaches you the coursework to get your license. So that's the actual school part of it. So that's what they help cover. Depending on when it is, where it is, the value could be around $800 to $1,000. It's all an online school. And you have, once you sign up, you have about 6 months to be able to do the program. So it's semi self-paced, because since it's online, you could do it as you go or maybe later on, but you do have 6 months time frame to be able to fully finish at least the school part of it. You have more time to take your test, state and national test, but the school part of it, 6 months. So what does this mean? The scholarship is a two-part program. Number one would be KW Prep. What does that even mean? Well, number one is that it helps agents when they get into real estate. They have to know how to be able to have the mindset to be able to be successful. What does that mean? Real estate is a high turnover industry. There's a lot of people that come and a lot of people that leave. A big reason for that is because they weren't fully prepared on the fact, number one, this is 100% commission-based industry, right? Commissions are negotiable. Always got to make sure we're in compliance. And some people don't get used to that fact, right? If you're coming from a job or a career where you're hourly or salary, that is a big jump to do. So we try to teach you, just like any business owner, right? If you're selling a product, if you're selling a service, depending on how healthy the business is, they're showing income, and in cases profits coming in. Same thing with real estate. So a big part of KW Prep is helping you be prepared for what happens after you get your license, and have the mindset of that you are really running your own business when you become a real estate agent. You're your own marketing person, your own like accountant, taking care of your books and stuff. Your own lead generation. You're getting leads from either family, friends, or other ways on how to get leads. And so there's a lot of hats that you wear, and that's what we try to help you go through, so that you can have something like a business plan now that you're launching this new career. The other part of it is the actual Kaplan side. It is 168 hours total of coursework. I said you have 6 months to do it online. Most people I find do it within 3 to 4 months, around there, Again, you still have that full 6 months to do it. And again, that's only the course, the school side. But that's what you got to do. So that covers the schoolwork, and then you're going to take a test and you get your school certificate. And with that school certificate, now you can go take your state and national test. Those are the big ones. They're hard. They're not easy. Definitely got to study for them. It's not going to be like, in high school when you don't even study sometimes, or like, the day before study and then you're expecting you're going to get an A. It's not going to be like that on this one. So really study, really take the time to learn all of the, like the real estate lingo, like the languages and what everything means, because there's a lot of that in there. But you can do it though, because lots of people are doing it, and lots of people are being able to pass the test. So don't ever feel discouraged if you don't pass it on the first try. I know a lot of people that pass it second, third. I myself passed it on the third try. So don't feel discouraged about it if you don't pass on the first one. Keep it going, because at some point you are going to pass it. So that's what the Kaplan side kind of covers. Other costs, right? So the KSCORE covers the schoolwork from Kaplan. What are other costs that we have here? Actually, number one, we should go to this. Every time you go take the exam, the state and national exam, you pay to take that exam. So that one's kind of variable how much it is, because it depends how many times you go and take it, but you do got to pay for taking the test. After you pass your test, you can do your fingerprints and background check. We are regulated through DORA, the agency that pretty much regulates us, and so they're gonna check for that. Then you finally do your application, and you got that going, right? Depending which office you're in, you're also gonna need E&O insurance. The only thing that depends which office is that if the office covers it for you, or if you're covering it for yourself, like if you're paying for it. You know, and sometimes there's umbrella policies for E&O insurances, so that will kind of depend on the brokerage that you go to. But you do need E&O insurance. Every real estate agent has an E&O insurance as well. And I mention this because every Saturday, the first Saturday of every month at 12 noon, here at the Keller Williams Green Valley Ranch office, we do a seminar about how to get involved in real estate, how to use the KSCORE program, how to take advantage of the KSCORE program, how that can help you set up for success in the future after you get your license, right? So I just want to explain this a bit, because maybe it's not so common knowledge that there is an actual scholarship for anybody that's willing and wanting to do the work and become a real estate agent. I've been now 12 years, going to be 13 years this year as a real estate agent. I have no regrets about it. Definitely no regrets about it. And so with that, it's such an incredible industry. It's incredibly hard and incredibly easy at the same time. I heard another agent say that, and it's so true. You know, it's a mix of both worlds. But I hope that this helps. Quick video on that you can take advantage of this program. If there is any questions about it, write something in the comments. I'll be answering back. And again, if you're in the Colorado Green Valley Ranch area, we have our class every Saturday at 12 noon. I already erased everything, but one of the things that I wanted to really hit home is that real estate as an industry is an incredible industry. And let me explain a little bit further. You just seen that for like around $600, because the scholarship covers the school. So for around another $600, you can start a whole brand new career. You know, that is very hard to do. I mean, it's industry where it has no limitations onto what your production or what your income can be. And that's one of the best things, and also could be one of the most terrifying things about doing real estate. You know, so for $600, you know, if you think about $600 investment to become a real estate agent versus, let's say you became an accountant, a lawyer, a doctor. Now, I'm not saying none of those careers are like, you know, they're all valuable careers, but they're costly to get into is what I'm trying to say. You know, to become a lawyer, you got to go through lots of schooling, pass the bar exam. To become a doctor, obviously you got to go through major schooling, you know, years of schooling. This is no student loans, no student debt. Around $600 is going to be what it's going to take, and time and effort from you to, you know, study and be able to pass the exams. That's what it's going to take to really launch a new career. And you can make just as much as a lawyer, as a doctor, even more. I remember one of a agent at the office, you know, they were talking about the moment they realized that they had a party at their house. They had a friend that was a surgeon, and they come over, they're looking at their awards and stuff. They're like, dang, man, you know, like you really can make a lot as a real estate agent. And like it fully sunk in. And yeah, you can, you know. And the other thing too is that it doesn't take that long. I mean, it might take a little bit of months to try to get you more comfortable into the industry, you know, and that's why you always have a coach. Specifically in our office, I am the coach for all of the new agents. So I use my 12 to 13 years of experience to help agents get into production and feel comfortable. But in any office, there's going to be usually somebody that helps and supports. And so you can go from maybe a couple months doing a few deals to a year or 2 years later producing at a high level and completely change your, could be your life, but also maybe your lifestyle, your income, your relationship with finances. It could change dramatically everything in just a short period of time. So that's another reason why I say that real estate is probably one of the best industries to be in. So what are you guys waiting for? You have a scholarship, covers your tuition. You have around $600-700. You have time to start a new career. What else could you want? Right now is the opportunity. Even in this market, I can tell you that last year was our best year that we've ever had, and this year I expect it to be the same. So what else is there, right? If you guys want to get signed up, if you guys want more information, just comment and we'll stay in touch. I'll see you guys next time.